What's going on, everybody? It's Murk back here with some more Draft League content, and today I'm going to be bringing you my GPC Week 3 team builder, and once again we're going to be doing it live. So I have nothing built so far. I really haven't thought too much about this team, so we're just going to be freeballing it and seeing what we can come up with. And yeah, keep it chill. This will probably be 40 minutes to an hour. That's how long they usually are, so if you want to listen, watch some TV, do some homework, well, it's the summer, so you won't do that. Or if you want to, I don't know, just hang out. If you want to just see the screen, then you can do that, but you can multitask. I'd totally play video games or something like this. But anyways, last week we played Jack, where I did my first live builder, and we pulled out that clean 4-0 win with Comfy putting in all kinds of work, which was really fun to see. And now we're going to be taking on Mio, who is definitely tough company. I have not played Mio in like an official draft game, though I have played him in like Gen 3 League way back like 6 months ago. So that was pretty fun. We beat him then, but that was before I like even knew who he was. But this should be a fun one. I don't know what his week 2 result is yet. All I know is that he got absolutely shmammered by Ethan Zygarde 50% in week 1. But anyways, Mio's team is Mega Gallade, Heatran, Rotom Wash, Decidueye, Zygarde 10, Fori, Rombimbo, excuse me, Drapion, Shuckle, Tornai, Primarina, and Beware. And let's see. His draft was kind of a meme because everything on his team was like 13 points or less, which was kind of funny, but it's definitely a very scary team. Stuff like Mega Gallade, Heatran, Ribombee even, I don't want to mess with those guys too bad, so it's definitely going to be tough. Looking at it, also I decided to throw in a little speed chart this week so that we can kind of see where his speed gaps jump from. So he's got a pretty big one. It's pretty steady from Ribombee 124 to Mega Gallade's 110. Then it drops from 110 to base 95, which is interesting. And then it's pretty solid from there, 95, 86, 77, 70, 60. So overall, his speed tiers are pretty decent against me. But I think there's some things that we can do for this matchup. So he has a lot of hazards on his team. He's got the Webbed with Shuckle. He's got 2 T-Spike users, which I don't like very much. T-Spikes could be really annoying for this team. One thing I kind of like just first look is Ninetales. Ninetales actually does not really have much of a switch in it, looks like, because I Fire Move the Ribombee. I can Solar Beam Zygarde for some decent damage. I can do Fire Move on Torn. Fire Move's going to hit the Gallade for a lot. Same thing with Drapion. Solar Beam the the Rotom. Heatran, I'm curious about something, because obviously I can Peck HP Ground, but let's just see, because I do have Z on this. I'm not sure if I have any kind of other ground coverage. I've got Dig, and I have HP Ground. Okay, that's not very good. Just for fun, let's see, do we have fighting coverage? We have HP Fighting, and that's it. And I don't, yeah, we don't have any sort of water moves, aside from HP Water, which wouldn't make sense since we're most likely going to be Drought. I like Drought for a few reasons. Obviously, it's powering down some of his mons that he could bring. Like, he has a couple water types, Rotom and Primarina. Both of those powering down their water stabs would be nice. And overall, he, like, aside from Heatran, nothing really takes hits from this thing too well. Like, Primarina gets Solar Beam, it should be 2-hit KO'd. Beware's ability, Fluffy, means that it's just getting roasted by a Fire Move. Decidueye's not taking it. Rotom's getting 2-hit KO'd by Solar Beam. Spadef Drapion's something he could bring since I do have Comfy, in which case I might want to take advantage of that. Mega Gallade, Zygarde, Torn, all can revenge me. And the thing that really sells me is that Ribombee can't revenge me all too well. I believe it has Psychic. I'm pretty sure it learns Psychic, and I do believe that he's going to bring it. Yeah, it does learn Psychic. I'd imagine he'll bring, if he brings a Ribombee set, it's probably going to be Quiver Dance with Dual Stab Psychic or something like that, because that lets him break through my Toxapex potentially. even though I'm pretty confident that if I wanted to, Pex could take that hit. So I really like Ninetales. Let's try and build around Ninetales. So that's the first thing we're going to want. I don't remember what my nicknames are for these. Oh, this is just Sundoggo, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So for this set, Fire Move, Solar Beam, HP Ground looks like the only coverage we really need. I'm just kind of curious how much we're doing to like Zygarde 10, because that could be interesting. So Ninetales, obviously I'm going to be running a Timid set since I want to outspeed a fast Drapion. Since he could ooh, yeah, this thing does take a lot of damage from a Fire Move, so... And if we were Firium, then Overdrive is just sending it packing if we have like a +2 boost or something. I do kind of like the idea of Flame Charge in this matchup, because with a Flame Charge up, I'm curious, can we take out a Mega Gallade with a Inferno Overdrive? We can. I really like the idea of Firium 3 attacks with Overdrive. So Fire Blast, Flame Charge, Solar Beam, and Hidden Power Ground. So that might have been a little too soft on my voice, but oh well. So we've got that set. Let's just run the calcs, because I'd imagine even though this Ninetales is decently well, it's not that strong aside from its Fire Blast. Rotom Wash probably, yeah, it gets solidly 2-hit KO'd, but I can't one-shot it. And Primarina is the big thing. If he's offensive, no investment, it's doing about the same that it would to Rotom. So if he's like some sort of Assault Vest set, then Solar Beam is not doing very much. So we're going to need a way to get around that. And how do we want to kind of deal with things? So Ninetales looks like a really nice sweeper for his team. And one thing I think he might bring is a fast Heatran, so like probably max HP, max speed. That's what I would assume, just so that he can outrun Mega Heracross. Heracross Mega... or wait, why am I even looking at this? Though he would need some investment to be able to take out a relatively bulky set. Let's see. Or what am I trying to look at? Right, Ninetales. This would be if I'm Hidden Power Ground. HP Ground does a solid half to this thing, which is decent. So if we can get the chip damage off, get rid of an item potentially, then we might be in a good spot. Let's see, what else is good? I like... Frostlass is okay, but it's just unfortunate because he can revenge me with a lot of things, and Drapion is there. Drapion's a pretty big threat. I guess I should look at like how much Lando can do in this matchup. Yeah, Lando's really good. If I have the right mons, so I can help deal with like things trying to revenge me. So, I think maybe Rock Polish Lando could be decent in this one, just because he has it's the Mega Gallade that really scares me in this one. So I should probably bring Torn. And Torn's really, really good. Is really nice. I think I want to run a pretty fast and bulky set so that I can better deal with some things. Yeah, so I think we want to bring Tornadus, and I'm curious how much. I'm pretty confident that Volibee can take hits from guys like the Zygarde and the Gallade decently. However, the problem always keeps coming back to me for Ribombee, because the reason I want to bring Volibee so that I have Defog in this matchup, and just kind of a pivot into... Good job, Greg. I lost my train of thought. Blame Greg for that. Right, Volibee. Let's go to one of my baby gay calcs. Probably just going to want to run like really physically defensive. Gallade, Mega. So if he's offensive, then yeah, if he's off, like fully offensive, like SD, then he can't two-shot me, which is pretty solid. Obviously, if rocks are up, that's a different story, but I think it's finally time that we whip out the Volibee, just because I haven't brought it yet, and what ability would be good? Oh yeah, and he just has like a ton of hazards, and he does have potentially Defiant Torn, but Defiant Torn, like, it comes in, gets the boost, and can fire off a big hit against my Volibee, but then I just foul play and kill it, I'd assume. Like, Tornadus at +2, I'm very confident that foul play just blows it, but yeah, it does not take that hit. So, Big Pex, Overcoat. Would Overcoat, does he have like anything that Overcoat would be relevant for? I don't think my ability is going to matter much in this game. No, not really. He doesn't have like anything that would drop my accuracy, I don't think. Big Pex. Oh, lower Smon's defense stages. I don't think he has anything that really would drop my defenses, but it does not appear to me that he has anything that would make Overcoat relevant. So we might as well, if he's bringing some interesting sets, then we can just do that. So we want foul play, obviously Roost, Defog, and the rest can be kind of determined later. So this thing is a very free switch into like Primarina, which is not good. Primarina is a big threat to this team, so I think we kind of want to run like U-turn, since Rotom can also come in on this thing. Oops. Let's see, so Rotom can come in. Rotom's really annoying for this team. I think I might want to bring, like, yeah, just AV Tang looks pretty decent as a overall pivot for his team, just so I don't get ran over. So I think we want U-turn as just a way to get out of things. Tangrowth just so we can take a hit from some stuff. So we've got Torn, which can revenge kill a Mega Gallade, which is important because that thing's a big annoyance. Tang can potentially Tang like really annoys his team. He can't really kill it with anything outright, and it does whittle down his team, which is nice. So looking at the last few mons for this team, we don't have Stealth Rock, and what's going to be annoying for this team? So with I should be able to check his Torn with my own if I'm going to be running, because I think I'm just going to run like Assault Vest so that I can be pivoty and stuff. And what we need is we need Heracross, because like look at his Heracross switch-ins. This gives me another check to Zygarde, and it just like it kills everything. So that's really nice. Bimbo is looking spookerly, so I think we might just have to bite the bullet and say we're just going to play around Bimbo if he brings it. Though I could just, since I do have Heracross, I mean, like, Tang isn't the most necessary. Just kind of thinking about things. So we've got Heracross as a breaker. Heracross kills everything on his team, so it kind of forces him to play offensively. I think I want to bring Toxapex here, just for a couple reasons. One, because Toxic Spikes could be very annoying. Pex lets me pivot through a few things, like the Torn. I can take a hit from Heatran. I can, like, not much on his team can straight up OHKO me. I have Volibee and Heracross that can take a hit from Zygarde, and as long as I keep hazards off the field, Heracross should be able to stay pretty healthy. And I don't have a rocker, and overall, just Lando is very good against this team because it's Landorus, and like it normally just has a good matchup. Looking at it, he's got Decid, which can come in on it. If he's running a really fat Decidueye set, then my Torn can deal with it, Volibee can deal with it, Heracross can potentially, though I do have to watch out for Brave Bird. Just kind of, what are the other options? So, things I don't have on the team right now: Tangrowth, Bronzong, Comfy, Drampa, Frostlass, and Stunfisk. Now, Tang is decent, it pivots his team pretty well, but it lets a few things in. that I don't want, like Tornadus coming in is annoying. Toxapex can pivot the Primarina. If he's like a spec set that with Psychic, then I can pivot around it because I have Volibee, which is immune to that Psychic. And if he's more offensive, or if he's not specs, then I'd imagine Pex plus Torn can take it on, and I think I'm going to run a faster Heracross this week just so I can catch anything that's trying to be really fat. So I want Bullet Seed because he has 2 water types. Pin Missile is solid. Close Combat, of course, is really good. So we got Pin Missile, Close Combat, Bullet Seed, Pin Missile, anything. CC is going to do a chunk right here. Bimbo, we don't want to stay in on especially, but Pin Missile should just kill Ribombee, I think. Like, I would imagine this thing just drops to a Mega Hera. Pin Missile. It can take one actually, which is a little disappointing, but it's not taking one very well. And Ribombee, we also have to remember that Ribombee's very weak. That's choice specs, so without a specs, he can't one-shot me, which is good to know. Oops. Do I want to run 4 attacks, or do I want to run some sort of tech on this thing? So let's keep going down the list. Drapion I deal with pretty well, though I am aware that he could be running like... actually, I do want to be running Rock Blast on this, so we're just going to be running 4 attacks. Because we can hit the Tornadus on the switch-in, and a big thing is being able to hit the Shuckle up for a lot. I don't think we can just kill Shuckle outright. Yeah, we can't, because Shuckle's ridiculously bulky. However, Shuckle's really not that big of a deal for me because I have Defog, though he definitely could pressure my Volibee in this game. So, like, Sword Stance sounds kind of nice, but I don't think I really need the boost in this. Imagine if Heracross got, like, a speed boosting move. That would be obscenely fun and good. So for this Heracross, I think that I want to run a pretty fast one in this, just so that he... I'm not sure, actually. And I had to sneeze to pause, so excuse that. I don't know what kind of... I think for Rotom, he would want to run a pretty specially bulky one so that he can better deal with my Lando. I just kind of thought, ooh. I like the idea of Gravity Lando. Gravity Lando looks pretty strong against his team. He also could be like Choice Scarfed, which... against this team's offensive Rotom's actually very scary. Yeah, because my electric immunity is Landorus. So that's very problematic. I could bring Tang. That's a rough one. Well, I'm assuming that Toxapex can take hits from the... Let's just see how much an offensive Rotom can do to me. 100. Yeah. Volt Switch does half. Thunderbolt. So if I'm a more specially defensive one, then... let's say if I'm Max Bedef, he doesn't really have that good chance to shot me if he's offensive. And we have Torn, which can get rid of an item and start chipping away at it. So if we can get rid of... yeah, getting rid of items is good. So that does create a predicament. Always just pressuring the Rotom can be pretty easy, since the only thing it really comes in on for absolute free looks like Volibee. Like, it can come in on Pex, but I can Toxic it. It can't one-shot me with anything. Also in the last game, I almost ended up running... I didn't catch in my live builder that this was Merciless, but I did change it before the game, so it was Regenerator, which was a good catch on my part. Let's just see, is there anything that we could run that would help mitigate Rotom? I don't think so. Well, we got Light Screen, which isn't bad. Light Screen's pretty cool. Like, Infestation but he's going to have Volt Switch. Like, there's no way that he doesn't have Volt Switch. I like the idea of Light Screen for some of his mons. I don't know, maybe Pex just might not be worth it. And yeah, because I think overall he's not Z Rabombi. He can't set up against much on my team. I have Torn, which checks it. I have Ninetales, which checks it. So I think I might just have to roll with it. And Rotom Wash. I want Stealth Rock, so that's kind of something I need. I think I'm going to go special this week just because I can. Earth Power looks pretty solid. Earth Power plus Sludge Wave is like the only coverage I especially need to hit his team. So yeah, we can go Earth Power and then Sludge Wave. Something I would be interested in running would be like a Calm Mind set potentially, or a like Calm Mind Yachi Berry could be pretty neat, so that we can't get revenged by like Gallade. And with Calm Mind, then we're really doing some damage to his team, and like we're still slightly strong. Are we slightly stronger than? Yes, we are stronger than normal Rotom, so, or than Life Orb if we have a +1. So Rotom Wash, let's assume he's going to be like especially defensive. If he is, or well, okay, first thing I want to see is if he's like just fast bulky, how much is a Sludge doing? Sludge Wave Yachi, it's doing a chunk, but to the point where it looks like Life Orb. Yeah, Life Orb would easily two-shot this kind of spread. Because the one thing I'm thinking about is he could be like a really fast Rotom so that he can outpace Heracross. I don't know a ton about Mio's building. He could predict me to just run like Adamant Hera and speed creep that. And I feel like Adamant Hera is going to be a pretty big base for him to go off of, so I'm going to run Jolly in this game, I have decided. Just because I don't think he would expect Jolly, since I've shown that, I showed in my first 2 games that I really like that bulky set, but I don't know. I think Jolly's overall just safer, so I can guarantee outspeed stuff like Primarina, Beware, Decidueye, and then smack him with my moves. And I'm assuming that Mega Heracross just destroys, it just sends Primarina packing. Primarina, max HP, I'm assuming Jolly. Yeah, like, CC and Pin Missile do half, Rock Blast does a shit ton, and Bullet Seed, yeah, it just sends this thing to another dimension, so I think we're gonna roll with that. We're gonna run Fast Heracross this week. And since we're running this kind of set, I think I do want to just run Tangrowth, because I think I'm going to run Vest Tangrowth, so we'll be packing double Vest, and I think I can take care of Rabombi. That's like the biggest worry for this kind of squad, but I think we can deal with it, and just having something that can pivot around Rotom a little better, pivots to Sid, and all those guys seems like a kind of better deal for me. And what I want is, what do I want for this? So I need Earthquake. Giga Drain is kind of super necessary. EQ Giga. From there, like, Fortress could come in on this thing, but Fori is like free hits off with Hera, Lando, and Ninetales, so I don't really mind that too much. Rock Slide or P-Jab looks pretty useful here. Rock Slide hits Torn, and it hits Rabombi. Yeah. I think we're gonna go with Rock Slide. I hope you guys like that real soft voice. And I'm just gonna run the Cow Tangrowth versus Ribombee. Yeah, like, he can't kill me with a +1 Bug Buzz. And then Rock Slide comes in and does a lot. Like, that does like quite a chunk to this thing. Though, another thing to think about is, like, am I ever actually gonna hit the Torn? Because Poison Jab is safer, it's gonna do a little more damage. And yeah, Jab does 4% more, which is relevant because it's a slightly better chance to kill after rocks. Like, well, this has no chance to kill after rocks, whereas P-Jab does have a shot to do it. He's gonna have a little defensive investment, and also P-Jab can poison stuff, which is pretty fire. And yeah, I think I'm gonna run with Poison Jab, and I've been itching to use this move for a little while. Infestation, like, I love this move, it's so good. Infestation just forces chip damage on stuff, which is really nice. And just kind of looking at his team, we can trap things in and force them to take chip. If we can get the poison off with the P-Jab, then that's just kind of icing on the cake. If Mega Gallade tries to come in and set up on me, then Infestation means it's going to be taking more chip damage. So, because we have Sun Ninetales, we're going to be running Air Slash on this thing. Obviously we want U-turn, Air Slash U-turn. Knockoff is I really want knockoff so that I can get the Rotom. And so we got Air Slash for Gallade. Knockoff, I might want a fighting move for Heatran. One thing I have to look out for is like Z-Sun Heatran. That could be really bad. Yeah, Z-Sunny Daytran is actually like a big ass worry for this team. Fuck. Problem is I don't really have much that deals with it. I could run Scarf Lando, which could be pretty cool as a way to better deal with that. Like, I could run Scarf Rocks with dual stat, or with these two moves in U-turn, which wouldn't be that bad of an idea. Actually, I do kind of like that. I'm just curious, how much is Landorus going to do to a Mega Gallade? Landorus. Landorus with I can probably get away with running Modest on Lando in that case, because, like, Scarfed Drapion doesn't make sense. Does Scarfed Drapion do things? I mean, like, kinda, but I think you'd much rather have, like, T-Spikes and that sort of thing, or SD or something like that, so I think we want to run Choice Scarf with Sheer Force, not Sand Force, and then U-turn. So Scarf rocks Lando, little funny, but like, let's look at things. So yeah, and Scarf Sludge Wave is something that can just kind of win late. Like, Sludge Wave just tears this thing up. I can take a +1 Moonblast, and so if he's a Quiver Dance set, then Modest Wave just kills after rocks, which I can't. It's not guaranteed that I'd be able to get up rocks with this set, but I should be able to do it just because of how his team is, and this gives me the check that I need to Z-Sun Tran. Alright, so that's one crisis averted. So we have Air Slash U-turn knock. Do I want Superpower? I think Superpower would be pretty good for hitting Heatran hard. Does it hit anything else? Not really. In which case, if it's not hitting like anything else, I mean, yeah, it's not for much else. I think I'd just rather run HP Ground so that I just get the guaranteed chip damage off on it. Alright, so that's something. We're just going to create max speed. He has the Zygarde, that's too bad, so I can't. I'm just going to creep on max speed Zyg because I'm just learning my lesson from last time, or from the time before that. So 362 is the number we want to hit. I'm just going to run Timid. The damage on U-turn and knockoff does not matter. 362. Damn, that's unfortunate. Can't hit 362. Yeah, no, that's too bad. But yeah, running max HP just so we can get it. And I want to make sure that like Air Slash into Scarf Earth Power can kill like a really fat Gallade, just because that thing's a threat, and fat Gallade is best Gallade. So Tornadus T, Life Orb attacker, but with like nothing. Air. Well, what I should first. Okay, so Air Slash does 48 to 54 or 45 to 54, which would mean I'd need Lando's Earth Power to do 55 min. So yeah, that is not happening without Life Orb. Okay, so Earth Power does 50% minimum to this Gallade, so I need Torn to be able to do 50% minimum as well. Obviously, Hurricane would be easier here. However, I have Sun, so I don't want to miss that. Can I do this? Yeah, I should be able to do this pretty okayly. Yeah, so 92 is what we need. So that means I'm going to have to sacrifice some HP on this thing, which is too bad. But 208, 92, yeah, because we need to have outs versus that Gallade, no matter what it is. That's the big thing, because Gallade is just nasty. Also, I messed up my Torn nickname last time. Ripped Sphincter. There's no N in Sphincter. Or there's only one N in Sphincter. My bad. But like 200 HP Torn, or 208 should be able to take some hits pretty well. And might as well calc how much like HP ground is. Not hidden power. I can't spell today. I apologize. Ground to Tran Heatran. If he's offensive, it's an easy 2-hit KO. If he's max HP, it's still 2-shot. But if he's Spadef, which would actually be like the best case scenario for me, like I'd be really happy if it was Spadef, because that doesn't much. Because while I don't 2-shot it with Torn, I outspeed it with Heracross. Then I can't. Would Spadef make much sense? No, it wouldn't. I don't think. I think he's gonna run the fast set, just because like Heatran's naturally bulky enough to take hits from my team, and this lets him outrun Heracross. So actually, yeah, running Jolly Hera is good because I don't have to Mega Evolve right away, so I can hit that thing up. So I don't have to Mega right away, which is actually really cool. So I like that. So we want to be outspeed. In that case, first things first, we want to outspeed a max speed Decidueye. Like, there's no reason for him to run a fast Decid. But I'm just going to do it anyways, because I'm going to have to outrun. I have to make sure that Heracross... Well, I want to make sure first that normal Heracross can outspeed max speed Trans. So normal Heracross has to hit 279, 278, 279. So that's going to be 192. So we got to hit that number, 192. Would he run a max speed Decidueye? I don't think so. Like, it just doesn't make much sense against my team for him to do such a thing. Of course, that could be the reason why he would do such a thing, but... yeah, I just can't see it happening. Heracross, Mega. And then I want to be able to outrun Timid Primarina. And, like, Jolly Beware and those boys. But I should do that easily with what I have, 192. Oh, yeah, so... but I'm Jolly. So yeah, I easily do that. Yeah, I'm gonna roll with that, and then just throw... should I just toss in Defense? Or just put in HP? Defense is better, so I take a hit a little better from, like, Gallade. I'd imagine that... let's see how much Mega Gallade does to us. Gallade, Mega. Zen, like, knocks us out. With 64 in defense, however, it still knocks us out. It's kind of a predicament. I guess just having Heracross be able to take one from Gallade is important, because, like, Heracross doesn't need max attack. Like, that's kind of a general rule of thumb. And just having more bulk on this thing is pretty cool, is fine for multiple reasons. So 120 is what we'll need. which is still going to make us pretty strong, even though we're going to be jolly. 196. I don't think we can OHKO back if he's offensive with Pin Missile. Like, it's guaranteed after rocks, and that means we can revenge kill him very easily. So, well, what we can do to better optimize this is just throw it all into defense, because it's there for that one specific hit. So what I want to do in that case, because defense is higher, it should be more efficient to throw EVs in there to let me live one. Yeah, 104 versus 120. And that will allow me to run enough attacks so that I can kill his Mega Gallade in one, I believe. Nope. Yeah, it does not make a goddamn difference. Huh. Okay, in that case, then 120 is just gonna be better than... Yeah, for overall bulk, it's just kind of a better option, I think, because... Like, Heracross doesn't need max attack anyways. It's good. Like, if I get rocks up, then Gallade just dies, and it's a really good chance to kill it. Like, it's 93% to knock it out. Versus 208, yeah, it's still 93. Because, like, Heracross's attack is so high. Like, if your max attack, it's gonna knock it out. It does 102 min, and if you're 0, then it does 88. Like, that's not a huge difference. Like, it can still knock it out with 0 investment. That's why I love Heracross. It's so strong. It's stupid, but it's awesome. And I think the design's pretty fire, too. Alright, anyways, moving on to Landorus. So what do we got? Volibee, Fizdef. Max Fizdef. We want to run a little bit of speed, just in case he's, like, really fat Primarina. Yeah. Like 32 speed, just so we can U-turn on out of there. Or do we even want to make that risk though? Here's another thought about that, is that Beware, we can roost up yeah, I think I'd rather just have the speed. Let's just make sure that he can't 2-hit KO us with Gallade. That's the big thing. So 248. Like, I don't think he'll run close combat Gallade, but if he does, then 224, 252, then 224. Yeah, like, close combat is not close, so that's fine. I'm cool with that. So we're finally bringing Baby Gay out into an official league game. Tangrowth got Shoggoth. What kind of set do we want? Oops, bumped my mic. What kind of set do we want to run on this? Make sure we can take hits from Primarina. If Prina like Ice Beam blocks, then we're actually fucked, because we don't have an Ice Resist on it. Our Ice Resist is Ninetales. I don't think he'll run Specs though. So let's just make it so that we can take, if he's like Assault Vest, which I think is very likely, that we can take 2 hits of whatever with Tangrowth. Like, yeah, that bounces off. Ice Beam. 8.2% chance after rocks. Does that mean we should just run Max Spadef? Do I need to take physical hits from anything? My Beware switching, yeah, Volibee and Heracross and Torn should be able to ideally take care of Beware. Let's just run 248. Or do I just want to play the game, pretend that rocks are never going to go up? I do not. Though 8.2 is a pretty big roll in the game when it comes to Mons. So this is all just particulars and that sort of thing. Yeah, I think I'm just going to run Max Spadef, just because I need to, so that I can guarantee take hits. Well, I can't guarantee take it, but I can take hits pretty well from a lot of stuff. So, pretty boring Tangrowth set, but Infestation's a cool little tech to add on there. And then we got Hockey Lizard Dad, because Mega Heracross is the Hot Gay Lizard Dad. And lastly, Lando. With this thing, he would, if he was going to run like a scarfed Rotom, he has got nothing to speed creep. So he can just like make sure it outspeeds Torn, which he can run Modest for easily. Yeah, like, if he's going to run a Scarfer, then it's just going to be Eevee to outrun Torn. So, in which case, Tornadus T, 375. So they want to hit 376 with a Choice Scarf, meaning they hit 251. So I would hit 252. Damn, that gives me a ton of bulk to run with, which is kind of nice. And like, this does make a lot of sense. Also, this should allow me to take some hits better, like taking hits from the Zygarde should be a little easier to stomach now. Is that really all I need? Yeah, I mean, my team's not fast, and I don't have any potential Scarfers below Lando. Like, the Choice Scarf threshold for Mons that want to like outspeed teams is 65 or like 60 with but like Volibee is not a Choice Scarf Mon, and none of these boys are ever going to be seen with a Scarf. Like, that's just not how it's gonna, that's not how it is going to be. I could run some sort of some Chlorophyll set with Tang, but I really need the AV set, though. It's better for team support. Alright, so we got Cloud Daddy. Alright, let's just take a last look at things. I believe that's everything. Oh, no, we got to get our Ninetales. So, Drapion would be speed creep. Anything on his team would be speed creeping Jolly Heracross if he's going to do that. So let's just catch that with our thing. So that means we can run a Modest Ninetales, which is pretty, we should be able to. Like, obviously he can do the meta shit, but I don't think he, I don't know if he will, but yeah, Drapion. So he can run like Adamant Drap if he wants. 289. So just want to make sure it hits 274. Yeah, 274. Rotom Wash. I just want to make sure there's no like skip numbers or anything. So they just hit 274. Oh, yeah, there it is. This is exact. That's why we do these kind of things. So 275. Would he be able to hit 274 Modest? I don't think he would. No, he would not, but let's just do it anyways. Yeah, so we want to hit 276. And we'll just go a few points over that, just in case he's getting a little overzealous with it. So Modest Tails going to be doing quite a chunk against his team. Like Firium Fire Blast in the Sun is a pretty cool one, and the whole point of this team is to pivot around, get some big hits off with Heracross, maybe get some big ones off with Ninetales, and either sweep with Flame Charge Tails or with Scarfed Lando. And the cool thing is that Ninetales should kind of pressure some of the same things that would be trying to check Heracross and Lando. Not really. Well, Torn and Ninetales pressure the same Mons, so we can get a lot of chip damage off with Torn, which should be nice. Double AV Regen Core should be helpful, and then a little bit of momentum. We got 3 E-turn Mons, so that's more than I normally bring. Last check of the team. So this is Modest Scarfed, hitting any, trying to outpace any of his Scarfers that would be trying to outspeed my Tornadus. This is Jolly, so that I outspeed Max Speed Primarine and Beware in normal form, or in Mega form, and I outspeed Heatran in normal form. Let's just make, I want to see how much does Heracross do with 196 attack. I don't think it's going to kill a really fat Heatran, or maybe I'm just, oh yeah, no, that shit's gone. Like, after rocks, these things are going to the graveyard. Okay, so I feel pretty good about that. I'm just curious, would 208 make a difference? No, it wouldn't. So yeah, 196 is fine. Yeah, taking that hit could be crucial in this game if we really need to. Like, that moment's just push come to shove. Like, I need Hera to take one from the Gallade and knock its ass out with pin missiles. So yeah, we got enough speed for Heatran in normal and Primarina in Mega, which would also catch like Adamant Decid. I just can't imagine that he would run. If anything, he would be creeping Adamant Heracross with his Decidueye, which is slower than, which would be slower than this set, I believe. Adamant, yeah, it's 249. This hits 257, so that should be good. Yeah, I don't want to sacrifice any more EVs on this thing. I just went over Heracross. Spadef, Vest, Tangrowth, we got regen and all that. EVO, Big Pecs, the ability does not matter on this thing, unless I'm really missing something. Like, I don't think Rubombi gets a sleep move. Or like, let's just take a scroll through Rubombi. Ribombi. Let's see. It doesn't get Sleep Powder. Does it get Stun Spore? It gets Stun Spore. But, like, who in their right mind is going for that? So just ignore these teams. Oops, I closed out of that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to blur these out. Actually, I don't care. I'm just gonna toss all those kids anyways. It doesn't matter. So yeah, that's the team. We got nice WinCon 1 with Flame Charge, Firium, Ninetales, HP Ground. HP Ground Torn is a way to kind of hopefully lure out Heatran and get chip on it so Ninetales can win. Pivot, Fizdef, Vol, Spadef, Vest, Tang, Fast, Bulky, Offensive, Everything, Heracross, and Scarf Rocks. Lando. So that's the team, and hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, drop a like, leave a comment. I really enjoy making these. It's pretty fun for me, just because it's a kind of like training activity, and people I talk to seem to enjoy it. So and since I'm doing these separate from the main battle, it's not going to be like an hour-long video where like, oh, I don't want to watch the battle because this whole video is like an hour goddamn long. So yeah, that's going to be it. Hope you all enjoyed. See you later. Bye.